Welcome to the wide world of dog sports. I'm Nick Sparks. This show, we are at the Clermont County Dog Training Club, located in Milford, Ohio, just east of Cincinnati. We are hosting a show and go. A show and go is a perfect opportunity for dogs and handlers to work out little issues in a trial-like environment without it actually being a trial. You get some of the pressure without all the pressure. It's going to be a blast. Let's go have fun.
He's excited. He says, hi. Hi. He says, I'm really excited. He says, I get a turn. He says, I get a turn. She says, hi, I get a turn too.
You good girl. Happy birthday. All right, my question is, are you ready to run?
Oh, no, I am exhausted. It's a chore putting on a project like this. But everybody's here helping. It's a wonderful party. That's what it is. It's a nice Sunday party.
Good girl.
Is that Fiona?
Stretching.
Hi.
How are you too? Good stretch. Fiona's fantastic. She's comfortable in any setting. You take her anywhere. She's happy to be someplace, and she's excited to be here. She's ready to run. This is gonna be her first run today. This is her job. This is what she does every weekend. She knows she gets out there, she performs. She's a performer. She loves the stage. These are weaves. These are probably the most challenging obstacle found in every standard agility course. All venues have them. They're 24 inches apart. The dogs have to weave in a serpentine pattern in and out of the poles. They can either be 6 or 12, depending on the level that the dog is at in the competition. Dogs come in on one particular side and they keep serpentining around until they finish. This is the most time-consuming thing to teach. Some people teach what are called channel weaves, where they set the weaves out, and there's a distance between there, and they teach the dog to run in between the poles. And then over time, they move the poles in to get the muscle memory. That's basically what weaving is a muscle memory for the dog to focus on how they're going to move their body around. And pretty soon they get them, and when they get them, they are the most beautiful thing to watch.
My wife runs agility, I run agility, our son David runs agility, and Anna, our youngest child, she's 5, and she really wants to run it. She's just not quite ready yet. She's getting close. Well, it's definitely something we can do together as a family and stick together, and there's agility itself is just a family affair. I mean, everybody here's family members and an extended family per se. So we have a lot of fun together, we run together, we laugh together, and it's a really good fun sport. I got started about 10 years ago. I got a purebred Pembroke Welsh Corgi, and I knew they were really agile, and so we started out with him. I started doing all the training with him, and then I got a little busy and my wife took over and she started trialing with him, and that's when we got into it. Shortly after that, I was helping out with the logistics of doing the trialing, and I decided I wanted to run. So that's when we rescued our second dog, which is a border collie named Maya. And I started running Maya and having a lot of fun with it. Shortly after that, David decided he wanted to run. So he started taking over Maya, since she's such a gentle soul and she just runs so nice with David. They run so well together. So that brought the third dog into the house, Casey, which I'm running today. She's 4 years old. I really rushed her. I did something that wasn't textbook. I really pushed her really hard to get her into agility. So we still have some flaws, and we're working on those, but she's so fun to run.
My name is Joni Griffith from Cincinnati. Kind of heard about it and always wanted to do it. And then when it came time where I had to got new dogs, I entered them right from the beginning in puppy classes when they were 3-4 months old. I don't have a border collie or a Sheltie. I'm running a Caisson, and there's a lot of Caissons in agility, but they're not the dog that most people tend to get doing agility. But I've wanted a Caisson since I was in 4th grade, so that's my breed. So And I have a Sheltie also, so I can go to the dark side. I've been to the dark side. Just that I had fun with my dog all weekend. Just that we did our best. You know, it doesn't matter if you're cute or not, just that you did your best.
CPE, the rule is you have to have control of the dog coming in the ring and leaving the ring, and David was a rarity. At 4 years old, he was able to do that. And ironically, they're only 2 months apart. They're both now 9 years old.
Tell me your name.
David,
David. How old are you, David?
9.
9. What do you think about running these dogs? Is that awesome for you?
Yes,
Tell me what's so cool about doing that.
because I have a wonderful dog.
He's been at agility trials his whole life. David is actually going to attend nationals here in June. This will be his first nationals running, and I'm just so excited.
What do you like the best about coming out here and doing it? Is it being with your dad? Is it being with your dog? You ever thought about it? Why you like it so much?
Because after I run, everybody starts clapping.
She was kind of my companion and stuff, and a dog that I train as well as a son that I'm raising. Yeah, I just swell with pride every time they run. And
Behind me is the course. They are running the course. They are having a blast. This is a great party. Everybody gets a chance. They get 2 minutes out there. They get to work on stuff. There are 3 courses they can pick from. While they're out there, if there's something that doesn't work for them, they can spend the time and get it. Most people are just running the course and they're seeing exactly how their dogs are performing. And especially there's some tension here because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of chaos. Like I'd said, it's a party and they're having fun. This is standard course, getting ready to run Daphne. This will be your second run for the day. This course goes from the jump to the tunnel, and there's a serpentine. Straight shot, nice lead out, worked very well. Now right there, she misread me. I dropped my arm. So we had to come back. If this was a trial, that would have cost us an off course right there. A little bit of a wide turn, she wanted to go to the dog walk. Now on my part, that was a very terrible front cross. There we go, now we're back on. Good weave entry, straight across. There we go. Wrap up to the A-frame. Real close on that contact. I bet we missed that. Missed that jump, but I'm staying focused on moving her forward now and keeping her excited about the course. Over the dog walk. Now, we're focusing on that contact, and we got it. Nice weight, and a straight out. For the most part, a good practice run. Definitely would not have been a good run in competition. But a happy dog, that's what matters.
You had fun. All right, now go get her. All right.
Fiona is 8 years old today.
Happy birthday, Fiona.
Yes, and this is her 8th annual birthday bash that we have as a fundraiser for the rescue that she came from. As you can see on the cake, I have to point this out. It's got little paw prints all the way around it, and we've got grass like an agility field, and Fiona is coming off a teeter in that picture. So I'm going to put some agility equipment on the top of the cake so that we have an official agility cake for her. String her up. All right, pick one and tell me the name if you can read it.
Me. It's me.
It's you. You won that. You won this. He won. He drew himself. All right, well, take it.
Wait a minute.
There you go. That's pretty cool.
Good job, buddy. Good job. Awesome.
This is the Precious Secrets Sheltie Rescue. They focus on rescuing Shelties, helping them out. We're here to chat with Pam and her assistants to see exactly what goes into a rescue.
Precious was my roommate's collie, first collie, and Secret was my first dog, who was probably a Shepherd Sheltie mix. So we named it Precious Secret Sheltie Rescue. We've been doing it a little over 15 years. We've taken in over 1,000 Shelties.
Wow.
I learned what a Sheltie was, fell in love, and Then we learned about how many are in shelters that are being euthanized and wanted to do our part in saving them. And so we started looking for a place to have the rescue. And here we are today. A shelter adopts anyone that comes in. They do try to screen, but they don't screen like a rescue does. We actually go to the person's home, make sure they do have a fence yard if they tell us that they have a fence yard. We're just a little bit more pickier. We try to place the dogs with the appropriate family who matches the best. A lot of people are really sold on one particular dog, but you know, they're the ones picking out the dog. We just try to help lead them in the right direction. We know the dogs a little bit better than the people in the shelters do. And
So you do more.
9 times out of 10, somebody's coming out to look at this dog. One of the people you're going to interview is Sonia. After she had lost one of the dogs, there was one here that was a little bonded to her, but older, and she wasn't sure. So she sent out an email to all her friends and said, which dog should I bring home? They all knew. She took home the older one.
I think foster is kind of a win-win because you get to bring a dog home, you see how he does, you see if it's a good fit. It's really important, here again, you know, the socialization, to get the dog in a good home, to be loved and taken care of, because that will become someone else's wonderful pet. Somebody will eventually appreciate all of the hard work you've put into that dog.
Yeah.
What's my take on the place? This is for me, it's nirvana. I love Precious Secrets. I've loved all the dogs. I've loved all of the other volunteers here. I think the work they do is amazing. I think Pam doesn't have, you know, they don't have their own personal life. Everything they do is a commitment to the dogs. And I've just never met anyone like them or been involved in anything that really speaks to me like Precious Secrets has.
The usual volunteer work is to feed the dogs, is to clean up their living quarters, to wash the bowls, play with them. That's the most fun part. Play with them, work with them. So just make sure they have what they need. I think one of the key things is to get to know a dog and understand their personalities, what their motivators are. I don't spend enough time out here. I'd like to spend more.
One thing, not just about us, but being a good pet owner, I think it's very important that dogs are microchipped. So many of the dogs that we get out of shelters are very nice dogs. They're not chipped. They can't go home. That chip talks for the dog.
Okay.
It's very important.
This is Daisy. She came from the Middle Tennessee Sheltie Rescue. Came up here to Ohio. She is doing well, flourishing, having fun. This is what rescues are all about. Helping dogs, helping people find good dogs and good homes.
We take in a lot of seniors and they live their life out here. And when it comes time, we have to put them down. And trust me, I know it hurts. We cry a lot of tears here. But there's always one more that needs you. So we gotta open up our heart and open up our door and invite them in.
This is downtown Milford, Ohio. A few miles over the hill is Cincinnati. Charming, quaint, quiet town, 7,000 people, loaded with antique shops, restaurants, and people just enjoying the day in a nice, relaxed setting. Milford was named because at the time there were a number of mills in the area, plus it was the only ford in the river going to Cincinnati, hence Milford. Let's go explore this charming town. In 1796, Reverend Francis McCormick of Virginia became the first landowner in the area with a grant of 1,000 acres. In 1797, he started the first Methodist class in the Northwest Territory. That is correct. This was the Northwest Territory at that time. In the early 1800s, 3 families settled in the Valley View area, Gatch, Louderman, and Craver. Today, 150 of those acres they settled on is the Valley View Nature Preserve. This preserve contains every ecosystem in southwest Ohio and contains 5 miles of mowed trails and a mile of the East Fork River. It is a beautiful place to visit. Milford is also part of the 30-mile bike trail that runs parallel to the Little Miami River. Great place to get out and enjoy a beautiful day. And speaking of the river, this is the beautiful Little Miami River. People are fishing, boating, just enjoying the day, and enjoying the day with their dogs. Milford is a blast to visit, and as we found out, even more fun to live here.
I'm Carol Hall. I'm the owner of the Picture Party Place. I'm a new business here in Milford, and I can't even express all of the good things that have happened to me since I've been here. The city is so accommodating and they're just so welcoming. The first weekend that I was here, almost all the businesses along the strip came in and the owners introduced themselves and they welcomed me and said, give me your information, let me help you get the word out. It is just one of the most quaint, I'm trying to think of, diverse. I guess diverse is the thing. You know, it's not just antiques, it's not just one thing or the other. There's so many things to come here and see. So whatever it is you're looking for, you can probably find a little shop that might carry it here in Milford. They have the best chocolates, they have some of the finest antiques and reasonably priced, which is also very awesome. Our outdoor store has some of the most knowledgeable people. So yeah, I'd recommend anybody coming here to visit and spend their time and, you know, their hard-earned money.
Because Milford is such an outdoor community, they welcome four-legged friends. Any point in time, you can see people walking their dogs up and down the street. You can find them in the parks, out on the trails, down at the river. They enjoy the time they spend with their dogs. Not to mention there's an amazing dog park really close by. They welcome me and my entire family. Welcome to Franklin, Tennessee on an early Sunday morning. We are here to observe tracking. Tracking is where you lay a scent track, you let it age, and then you see if your dog can follow that track to an article at the end. It's a challenging sport. You've got to rely on your dog that they know what they are looking for. Let's go watch.
Yeah, tracking's really fun. You have to follow your dog. It's the only sport where you're reading the dog, and they're really in charge because they've got the superior nose. So training tracks are mostly marked, but eventually the tracks aren't marked, so the handler has no idea where they are, so the dog has to show them. That's really what tracking is the dog's following human scent. In a nutshell. She'll make a turn. Actually, this is a turn. This is a turn, yeah. So you'll be able to see some profile shot here in a minute. In that case, they don't have to be right on the track, but so they can cast. As she's done, they can cast back and forth. But they couldn't, I mean, they can't go directly to the article. So from over there, if she had went straight to the article, that wouldn't have been good. Okay. They had to follow the general path. So yeah, I think it builds another side to your relationship with your dog. Agility and obedience, you're giving commands and the dog's performing them. But, and they're really reading you, but tracking it. The roles are kind of reversed. So, builds out the relationship.
Me. Is
that yours, Dawn, or not?
Yeah. That was awesome, Princess. Boy, she got on it when that frisbee was getting close. Yeah, she started pulling.
Yeah.
She got distracted by a critter. I mean, I don't know.
she dug her face in the ground. So, you know, things like that happen. You know, you train and they're still dogs, and so they get pulled off of the task. And so, you know, working turns, you know, could be as simple as, you know, putting the article, you know, in her case we always use the Frisbee as the end article, you know, closer to where the turn, closer to after the turn.
Okay.
So that, you know, she's pulled towards that object that she is so motivated to find.
Makes sense.
It's rewarded. You're really you're training the dog, and you're training yourself to read the dog.
Yeah.
So there's two things going on at the same time, and so depending on what your goal is for the day, you may do more training, for the dog, or you may do more training for yourself.
Yeah.
So it's always a mixture. Judging's fun too. I like the camaraderie of tracking people and talking about tracking. And judging's fun too, because you get to watch a bunch of different dogs. And judge, you know, of course, the judges follow behind all the dogs. So the best line I've heard about why you like judging, the judge said, because I always have a front row seat.
I hope you've enjoyed our look into tracking. Tracking has real-world implications. Often, top-end tracking dogs have been asked to perform search and rescue. I will say it's been fun hanging out with my friend Jeff and see what he does every early Sunday morning. I'm Nick Sparks. Thanks for watching the Wide World of Dog Sports. I will see you here next week.